In response to my last video, How to Stop a Bully, I've already gotten quite a few questions on my thoughts about a physical fight with a bully. Is that an effective deterrent, or should you kind of avoid something like that? The answer is like yes and no. On one hand, I believe that sometimes you do have to get physical with someone because that might be the currency in which they deal. However, by the time you're pushed to the point with the bully where you feel like a physical fight is your only option, ironically, that physical fight is going to be the least effective option, and I'll tell you why. Here's an example. Picture a boxing match, a professional boxing match. It's precise, it's slow, it's controlled. Now picture a teary cat fight on The Real Housewives. It's hair, and it's crying, and it's shouting, and it's claws. That would be your physical fight with the bully. Why? Emotion. Your emotions are involved. In a boxing match, there's no emotion. So they're able to be controlled and removed and precise. And therefore, that has a much more chilling effect on your opponent. That's why fights are like that in action movies. You know, they're choreographed. If that's what you're trying to do with the bully, you're not going to get very far. And if you think there's even a chance that your fight with somebody is going to result in like this teary slap fight where you end up crying, avoid. Because if you cry during a physical fight with someone, you lose. It doesn't matter if they're unconscious. People are going to be like, oh, but she was crying. He was crying. Especially if you're a boy that's an incredibly, well, it isn't weak. We know it's not weak. But socially, to the bully, they're going to perceive it as the height of weakness. And that is the opposite of what you want. You want to be perceived as strong. So sometimes the strongest thing is to not physically fight. Like I said, you guys know I'm all about the results. I give a fuck what that bully says. I give a fuck what the police say and what your school says. You have a divine animal right to protect yourself. I believe this from the bottom of my soul. But sometimes protecting yourself isn't necessarily a physical response. Sometimes it's the hint that you are willing to make a physical response. And you can do this in a few ways. Number one, learn how to defend yourself. I think this is hugely important. From my training in ROTC, I am very good with a weapon. Very good. I don't arm myself, obviously. But I know that if push comes to shove, push can very much come to shove. And it gives me this sort of inner well of confidence that gives off a vibe of don't fuck with me. And that vibe is what separates a pack leader from a pack follower. So take some Taekwondo classes. Have your dad teach you how to punch. Learn how to wrestle. You're not going to use it, but you're going to get this well of confidence that is going to turn out to deter bullies. If you feel the need to make more of an overt gesture, you can get up in someone's face, like physically in their face, the first time they insult you. And this is unfortunately the important part, is you have to kind of do it the first time. When I was in middle school, I read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It had a profound impact on my life. And one of the main lessons I learned was that when someone comes after you the first time, your response has to be so overwhelming that they are afraid to ever come after you again. I employ this on a daily basis living in New York City. There's a lot of crazy people here, and they will step up to you in a heartbeat because they think maybe you're a weak target and they're having a bad day, so they're going to shove into you on the subway and start some shit. Guess what? I may be blonde, I may have a physical bow in my hair, but I am like a coiled viper ready to strike because I am always in the mindset that the first time someone comes at me is going to be the last time. So that's kind of better advice if you haven't yet been bullied or you think maybe it's about to start up again this year. The first time they come to you, you need to respond. You need to respond with a sassy insult. You need to respond with a kick in the shin, like if it's really that bad. Or you need to get up in their face and be like, the fuck did you say to me? What did you say? Like, take it prison style. You're not going to actually touch them. You're not going to throw a punch. But what you're going to do is let them know or hint that you are willing to take it there. And that is going to deter a bully because what they want, as we know, is not a challenge. It's not a dialogue. It is total capitulation. They want someone they can steamroll over, and you want to send the message that you are not the one.